Dear friends, very good evening to all of you. My name is Pankaj Dunka, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department, JUET, Guna. That is JP University of Engineering Technology, Guna. So today's topic is CP minus CV relation. Now, to derive this, we will be requiring two equations, two TDS relations. That is CP dt minus T del V by del T at constant pressure dP, and the second one is this. We have derived these two relations, that is these two TDS relations, in previous lectures. Now subtracting equation 2 from equation 1, we will get this Cp minus Cv dt minus T del V by del T at constant pressure dP minus T del P by del T at constant volume dV. On slight rearrangement, that is on taking this term onto left side and dividing by Cp minus Cv, we will get dt is equal to T del V by del T at constant pressure by Cp minus Cv into dP plus T del P by del T at constant volume dV divided by Cp minus Cv. Now let us say that temperature is a function of pressure and volume. So what I can write? I can write dt is equal to del T by del P at constant volume dP plus del T by del V at constant pressure dP. So on comparing these two, I can say that this one and this term, they are equal. Likewise, this term and this term, they are equal. So T del V by del T at constant pressure divided by Cp minus Cv, this will be equal to del T by del P at constant volume. So bringing this term here and this term here, we will get Cp minus Cv is equal to T del V by del T at constant pressure multiplied by del P by del T at constant volume. This is my first Cp minus Cv relation, and a very important Cp minus Cv relation indeed. This relation, I have seen that this relation has been asked in past also in lot many competitive examinations such as engineering sub-examination. Now deriving second Cp minus Cv relation from this only, and for that thing let us say that pressure, temperature and volume, they are related by somehow they are related. So what I can write here is del P by del T at constant volume into del T by del V at constant pressure into del V by del P at constant temperature will be minus 1. This is what? This is the first identity which we have seen in lecture 1. So what I can write here is del P by del T at constant volume will be minus del V by del T at constant pressure into del P by del V at constant temperature. So substituting this del P by del T at constant volume here with this relation, we will get this Cp minus Cv is equal to minus T del V by del T at constant del V by del T at constant pressure whole square into del P by del V at constant temperature. Look at this. So this is my second and very important Cp minus Cv relation. So from here lot many facts can be proved or solved, like let us say number 1, some people used to ask tell or show that Cp is more than Cv. It can be shown from here. How? Let us check this relation. Now to prove that Cp minus Cv is more than this, we have to prove that this term is a positive term. that Cp minus Cv is a positive term. So temperature in absolute sense will always be a positive quantity. This del V by del T at constant pressure, as it is squared, so it will always be a positive quantity. Now the third and the last term is the deciding parameter, that is del P by del V at constant temperature. Now if I am doing an isothermal process, we know, let us say consider a piston cylinder arrangement. If the volume of this piston increases, what will happen to pressure? It is very obvious that pressure will decrease. Or if I increase the pressure, what will happen to volume? It will decrease. That simply means in either of the cases, this ratio, this derivative has to be a negative derivative. That simply leads me that Cp minus Cv is this negative, and because of this it is negative, so hence this Cp minus Cv becomes more than 0. Hence proved. Now second thing, some people used to say or ask that what will happen when the temperature reaches absolute 0. So from this relation it is very clear that when temperature reaches absolute 0, Cp minus Cv will tend to 0 or partially equal to 0. That simply means Cp is equal to Cv at absolute 0. And this is a very important relation. Now, the third thing which we can prove from here, and that is Cp minus Cv is equal to R for an ideal gas. This can be proved very easily. Now the equation of an ideal gas is PV is equal to RT, where V is specific volume, R is characteristic gas constant, T is temperature in absolute scale, and P is the pressure. Now consider first Cp minus Cv relation. It says Cp minus Cv is equal to T del V by del T at constant pressure into del P by del T at constant volume. Now, if I differentiate this equation keeping pressure constant with respect to temperature, what I'll get? I'll get this del V by del T at constant pressure is equal to R. That means del V by del T at constant pressure will be R by P. Similarly, if I differentiate this equation keeping volume constant with respect to temperature, I will get del P by del T at constant volume will be R, or del P by del T at constant volume is equal to R upon V. So substituting the values for del V by del T at constant pressure, that is this, and del P by del T at constant volume, that is this, into this relation, we will get this. Cp minus Cv is equal to T into R by P into R by V. Now this will become T R square by PV. And what is PV? PV for an ideal gas, it is RT. So this will get cancelled out, the outcome is R. Hence for an ideal gas, Cp minus Cv is equal to R. So friends, in this lecture what we have derived, basically we have derived first TDS relation, and with the help of this TDS relation we have derived second TDS relation. We have shown that Cp is more than Cv. We have also shown that at absolute temperature Cv and Cp they become equal, and for an ideal gas Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Thank you so much. If you like this video, then please do subscribe.